I can't believe I've never seen this before. You hear Kevin Samuels refer to it. You hear almost everybody refer to it when there's some kind of debate about gender roles or men and women or the equal. I'm talking about Bear Grylls Island challenge, where there was men on one deserted island and women on another deserted island. And well, it kind of turned out in a way that a lot of, boss brats wouldn't expect. Welcome to Far From Eden. I'm so excited to watch this. Today, we're going to watch When the Women Get to the Island. I have never seen it. I've never even seen an episode of any of these shows. But we're going to watch this one. And in another episode of Far From Eden, we are going to watch when they get into some real trouble. That's all I know from the titles of the show. But I did want to start with that because I really want to see that. But I thought, let's just see how they arrive. Let's see what the dynamics are in the beginning. I'm really excited to see what kind of womanly nature we're going to find here. I'm too excited. So without further ado, let me get my screen set up. Here we go. There we go. Talk amongst yourselves. Gosh, SNL used to be good once upon a time, before I knew that everything was propaganda. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. Seems like a good activity for a Saturday. All right, let's see. And I will have to stop it, obviously, because copyright type of stuff, I'm going to be careful. I know this is fair use because we are using this material to comment on it sociologically. We are using this as a case study to make sociological conclusions. It's fair use. I know that. YouTube is funny. So we'll do the best we can, but I wasn't going to not show it. It doesn't matter, even if they're like, you can't monetize it. I don't care. That's not why I'm here. Here for the message. All right. Okay, it's supposed to work when you press the space bar. Well, I thought it would. Hold on a second. I guess I'm going to have to press play.
2 uninhabited Pacific islands. More than 5,000 miles from the UK. One will be inhabited by 14 British men.
One of you guys can tell me why it's not working when I press the space bar to pause, but it's okay. I'm just pausing it here just because of the little drum percussion sounds. It seems like that would be pretty splitting hairs for copyright. Anyway.
While a separate island will be home to 14 British women. When pushed to the limits of human endurance, will it be brute power or mental strength?
Are they insinuating that the women have the mental strength? Maybe that's what they're insinuating. Well, they might want to do some research on who has the mental strength if you're putting, one up against the other. There's different types of mental strength, but I suppose you got to make it about something. You got to give them something.
Wins a day. Who will have what it takes to stay alive? Tonight, we follow the women.
Okay. Tonight, we follow.
In 21st century Britain, old-fashioned ideas about men and women have disappeared. And traditional gender roles have become blurred. Women are often expected to do it all, combining childcare with excelling at work.
Don't let that happen. Expected to do it all? That's probably the case now. However, a generation ago, they wanted to be working. They chose to work. But we're already in victimhood. We're already like, oh, the predicament, the situation.
And again, I don't know who's doing it. It's really, really embarrassing and unprofessional.
But if stripped of all of the advantages of modern life, and multitasking 21st century women better cut out for survival than men. To find out, I'm abandoning 14 ordinary women to fend for themselves on a remote desert island.
Oh, excited. And I'm pausing again because of the music in the background. I can't imagine that would be copyrighted, but yeah.
They will be utterly alone.
Oh, I don't want to see previews.
Filming everything themselves.
Right, you're filming me, filming you.
Well, that we know they're good at. Filming everything themselves.
That is the biggest shocker I've ever seen.
They'll have to hunt for food.
All right, you are.
For water.
Yeah, it's collecting water now.
And for shelter.
Oh, for sake.
The women will be taken to the very edge of existence. Living on the island for 6 weeks in the middle of tropical storm season.
It's too exciting. I'm pausing because of the music. I'm guessing there's not going to be music. Well, there probably will be music. They got to dramatize it.
It's like a tornado. That is terrifying.
It's so amazing.
It's cool. Medic now. It's not a program. It's ridiculous.
Wow. Just remember to how you felt when you felt shit, okay? And leave it there.
When pitted against the extremes of nature, have these modern day women got what it takes to survive?
No.
Guys.
That is a big.
I don't know how they actually look. There's no way they will work. There's no way.
People hold a lot of their self-worth in things like money, what they're able to buy, what car they have, what clothes they have, makeup, how beautiful they are. When all of that's gone on the island, I think it all comes down to what sort of a person you are.
I think you've got to be slightly mental to want to do this, right? I think you've got to be slightly off your tree. As human beings, it's the closest we're going to come to a reboot.
I'm about to abandon 14 British women on a remote, uninhabited Pacific island.
Do you think he said it that way with the men? Do you think he said, I'm about to abandon 14 men? I'll have to go and check that one just to see, because I doubt that he did. Funny. They give away the truth. Even the ones that are trying to act like, oh yeah, they're strong and independent. They all give away the truth. We all know the truth.
I want my daughter to know that her mum is actually quite brave and she's not just this person that's there to make tea. I want to show her that you can do anything.
Really looking forward to going back to the hunter-gatherer animalistic roots and finding your own food. I think it's only by pushing yourself to these extremes that you get to find out who you truly are.
Wow. They have no idea. It comes down to what kind of person you really are. It's like, they think it's like, oh, it comes from within. They have no idea what it actually means to go out and have to perform to survive. The idea of that, completely lost. And just like, I just want my daughter to know that I'm more than just making tea. It's like, you know, the whole idea that I'm more than a mother. And the other lady, back to the hunter-gatherer days, lady, the women, by and large, were not the hunters. You know, they might have done some gathering, but a lot of the times they were pregnant and had young children. You're not going out there hunting wild boar. But these are their ideas before they, I can't wait.
Ordinary women with no previous experience of surviving in the wild.
I'm not going on because I can kill an animal and I know I can survive and I can chop down a tree. I'm doing this because I can't, but I'm eager to see if I can.
It's the adventure. There's so much I haven't seen. There's so much I haven't done. I'm running out of time and I might be running out of health.
How fast are we going right now?
About 30 knots. We can go really fast.
The boat ride is like, oh my gosh, to them. The boat ride. I will say, it would be interesting to see some like women who have been raised on farms and ranches do this. And I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, she sounds like a feminist. However, I honestly think that the women who grew up on farms and ranches would be like, oh no, I can't do that. I won't be able to build a shelter or hunt or whatever, right? I think we would be more likely to be like, no, because we understand that there is a difference. You know, we understand we can't throw a bale of hay the same as a man can. We get that, you know? But the city ones, it's easier to fool them because they're in an office all the time. And so they're like, well, I'm just as strong and just as smart and whatever. And it's like, if you were actually out there, you know, working side by side with a man with something physical, you would know. If you hired somebody to clean your horse's stalls, and every time you hired a female, they had back issues and they broke down and they were very slow. Nothing against their character. It's just physically, you know, they're not as capable. They don't have the upper body strength. They don't have the type of physical endurance. And you learn these things when you are actually in the real world. I will say again, the Industrial Revolution created this sort of fake land where it seems like there can be egalitarianism. It seems like we're the same. It seems like women can be strong and independent and all that, but really in nature, no.
I think people often think that to be good at adventure or survival, you've got to have big muscles. But actually in the battle to stay alive, it's one in here and in here, not on these.
Get me on the island.
I'm sorry. You need these. You gotta build the shelter. Kevin Samuels often refers to grip strength, just the grip strength. It makes a difference. I'm not saying it's impossible for all women, but it's really not. It's not where we are strong. It's not our strength to do this.
And all of us girls, I think we will not only survive, but I think we'll thrive.
This is your island, straight ahead.
There's no beach!
There are a lot of currents around this, okay? So I'm going to try and find these little areas, slack water, to get you in.
Unpredictable riptides and hidden rocks make these waters treacherous. This is the closest I can get the boat to the shoreline.
I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you guys. It is going to be hard. It's going to be hard physically. It's going to be hard emotionally. And the thing to remember is positivity, positivity, positivity.
It's not the white beaches and the sun that we were daydreaming of.
I was okay until I got to this point, and now I'm really panicking.
How deep is that?
You know, it is going to be out of your depth. There are rocks in there. Just be smart.
To get to the island, the women have no choice but to swim to the shore in the clothes they're wearing.
It's the thought of being all night, no dry clothes and no fire, because we have to make mistakes.
Don't think about it. Just one by one.
It's gonna take.
We'll just cuddle each other tonight.
Yeah.
Everyone's allowed the odd wind. Once we get you in the water, you'll be done with it. Yeah? Then it's all in front of you.
It's all uphill from here.
You'll be great. You'll be great.
It's all uphill from here.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Let's go for it.
The women take with them bags and cases containing their filming equipment and medical supplies.
This is Croc territory. Let's get you out of the water as fast as we can. Okay, let's go.
From this moment on, they'll be completely alone.
Who are you? George. George, excellent.
I'm Becky.
Becky, hi Becky. Happy.
So nice to meet you. I'm Harvella. Nice to meet you.
What do you do?
I'm a psychotherapist.
Oh my God!
Belinda.
I'm Jamie.
What's your name?
We're all friends right now, aren't we? I know how women are. They're all friendly now. Let's see how long that lasts.
Hello, Belinda. So nice to know.
Well, that was suitably chaotic. You know, it's 4 o'clock. It's going to get dark here in a couple of hours. And already, you know, there've been 15 minutes chat on the beach. They need to work hard, get moving. But, you know, it's nothing I can do. These are things they're going to find out.
Oh, my God.
It's time for me and the crew to leave. We won't be back till the end of the experiment.
Oh, I am peeing. I'm peeing. I'm peeing. I'm peeing. Oh, I still need to pee.
I don't know if I want to pee through my trousers.
The women's home for the next 6 weeks is this remote, uninhabited Pacific island. To make sure they have a fighting chance of survival, I've ensured there is enough water, indigenous animals and vegetation to keep them alive. But only if they have the ingenuity to find it, catch it and kill it. I've dropped the group in the most inhospitable part of the island. There's unforgiving jungle and deadly creatures all around. Now just 2 hours before sunset, the group need to move away as quickly as they can.
Are you still weeing, Jade?
I'm weeing. I need to find that peaceful moment where I can actually wee. But the thing is, I'm weeing. And then I push more and wee more. I think it's because I've held it in for so long.
Guys, it's really dense up here, so we need to get moving.
We're just going to try and take all the kit up this slope, basically. Bring it up because I think the tide's coming in, and then try and find somewhere to fucking sleep.
Can you take this camera, of course?
All of the women will be filming.
Notice, find somewhere, not make somewhere. Men talk about making camp. Women are just going to find somewhere. You know, like Snow White. She found the dwarves. She found the cabin of the dwarves. I mean, maybe there will be dwarves on this island. And they're just taking their time and talking about going to the bathroom and I just want to say I'm so sorry that we are so annoying. It's bad. It's so bad. So bad. But please watch further because it's good for the algorithm, and please also like the video. Please watch further, and if you have to step away while it plays, I understand. Because I can barely handle it, and I'm a female, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. But I'm also, you know, kind of a farm girl, which does not make me a survivalist, but it makes me understand more of what I cannot do and do not know. Oh boy.
But 4 of the group are trained and experienced camera operators.
Hello again.
They'll be living under exactly the same conditions as everyone else.
Please, could you just push me at my back? No, it's my weight. I can't get it up.
Here, wait.
That's it. That's what I needed.
The women have no food and just 1 day's supply of drinking water.
We need a decent place to sleep tonight because it's nearly dark.
We're not going to have it here. We need to, we
need
actually
to
need to
move.
go. You really do.
Right, who wants to carve the way?
To stand any chance of surviving, they've been provided with 3 knives, 3 machetes, and some basic fishing equipment.
Anybody that's using a knife, just tell us. Don't whip it out.
Guys, are we going right or straight? Guys, should we get together and have a chat? Because
let's ask her. Come up, there's a clearing.
With little daylight left, the group's priority must be to find a safe place to camp and quickly.
We can't just come off a boat and stay in the same place.
100%. 100%.
Do you want to lead the way? Make a decision. You lead the way. Anywhere you think it looks the clearest, we'll follow you.
I'm not going that way, right? It's more dense and the light is through over here, so I want to go over here.
Guys, be really careful when you come in on this trail.
I'm still going up.
Keep going. Need to get the fuck out.
Right, stay still. We've got dinner.
What is it?
snake. It's right near me.
A huge fucking snake came towards me.
Oh my goodness.
I think what you need to do. Fucking hell.
Right, it's going up the tree,
Look,
girl.
I don't like snakes. I hate snakes. I used to live where there were rattlesnakes, and I was afraid all the time of there being a snake, especially, you know, Lola and a snake, because she's not going to survive that. But I wouldn't be on this island because I would be like, no, there will be scary things that I don't want to contend with. This is, again, you know, yesterday we watched the whole moral relativism thing. This is, again, Dunning-Kruger. You don't know what you don't know. But if you've been told your whole life you're strong and independent, you can do anything, of course they think they can do this. They think, well, how can it be so hard? You've been told, you know, I remember, anything you can do, I can do better. We were supposed to say that to the boys. And these women grow up this way. And like I said, it's easier to believe that if you are in a city, because it isn't obvious to you on a daily basis that the differences in physicality and strength as far as like females are better at these sorts of things and men are better at these sorts of things. Women have wanted to be just as good as what the men do the best, rather than celebrating motherhood and being an actual wife. That's nothing. That's oppression, right? So we have believed all that propaganda and we want to be as good as the men at being a man. That's what we're seeing here. I can't believe they got away with showing this on the air. Like, we're not supposed to tell the truth in, you know, corporate mainstream, you know, television and media and stuff. I'm surprised they didn't show them building a resort or something.
Girls, shall I just chop its head off?
It came right at me.
You chopped your head off.
What's head? And it came straight towards me.
Okay, calm down.
I nearly stood on it. That's why I ran away. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna fucking die on this island.
You're not gonna die. You are not going to die.
It came right towards me like that.
Just breathe slowly and walk up to me now.
I'm gonna sleep in this island.
Come on. What's her name?
Jamie.
Jamie, come to me.
Oh my God.
Just come to me. Right, I'll come to you.
To be honest, I'm frightened of everything. Bugs and snakes and crocodiles and sharks. But I really, really want to overcome the fear. Materialistic things.
It's going well so far. So far, she's hitting it out of the park.
Really shouldn't matter. But unfortunately, they do matter a lot to me. I can't imagine what it's going to be like going back to complete and utter basics. It might change me into a new woman completely. I have no idea.
Oh, I was on an island for 2 minutes and a snake attacked me. Fuck me. I don't want a snake coming towards me.
Take a deep breath, please.
Okay,
Just
okay.
in. Just stand still and breathe in. Right, and breathe out. It's not going to get you.
It looks like it's bloody.
It's bloody not. Stop fucking looking for it.
So basically, the whole place is crawling with snakes. Go on, move on.
Yeah.
Keep moving. I want to get out of here.
When you're pushing through dense jungle into the unknown, everything is a potential threat. You've got caiman crocodiles, you've got snakes, you've got wild pigs, all of which are most likely to attack when they're surprised. You let your guard down, the wild is going to bite you on the backside hard.
I feel like everything's crawling.
It's not. You've got to try and just take your mind away and just pretend you're walking through some lovely area of a botanical garden.
No.
Oh, shit, look her. Oh, yeah. You're right here. Look. Oh. We got a yucca. Guys, we need to get our priorities straight.
It's an early win. They've identified a valuable source of carbohydrate.
We're getting too excited about yucca. I'm actually quite concerned about sleeping, not yucca.
This is nuts. I didn't know places like this existed.
Oh, my hair.
gets caught on a bike.
Okay, more spikes.
Guys, there's spikes on this that you can't even see.
We're getting denser. Is everybody happy to continue through this?
Well, I think we need to think about how much sunlight we have left. If I have to, I'll walk through the dark because I am not sleeping here because of that snake.
I'm with you on that one.
I don't know what else is here.
With light.
What does she think? That's the only snake on the island? So she's not going to sleep there because she saw a snake there? You don't know what's... Okay. We already have, like, I'm afraid there's not enough daylight. They found yucca, and that's what I heard. And then the one lady's not concerned, going to find a place to sleep. I'm not sleeping here because of the snake. Meanwhile, as I know the phrase, thanks to John Wayne, they're burning daylight. You are burning daylight. You needed to find a place to set up camp, be looking, keeping your eyes open for food, keeping your eyes open for water. They already have a day of water, so that's kind of good, but they need to be thinking to the future because water, you can't go, only 3 days. I bet they don't know the law of threes for everything. Wow.
Running out fast, the women are no closer to finding a beach to set up camp.
Guys, where we just stopped, where there is quite a big open space, this might be a good place to just base.
Let's do it. Right. I really, really do feel like I want to get out of this area because I feel like we've made absolutely zero progress. Let's get out of here. It's really making me quite anxious and stressing me out.
14 British women have been abandoned on a remote Pacific island with nothing but the closest stand-up-in and a few basic tools.
Sorry, tree.
What I want to find out is, has all of this cushioning that civilization has experienced, has it made us totally lose touch with that survival instinct that I believe is deep within us all? With night closing in, the women have decided to abandon their search for a beach and set up camp in the jungle, taking their chances with the deadly critters. Strength isn't an outward thing, it's an inner thing, it's an inner quality. And whether you're a man or a woman, you can have that. It's about how you react to the hardship.
That's true. You can have that. You can. Very likely. Rain.
Rain.
That's all right. You're British. You know all about the rain. And it's not like it. Yeah, it's raining. Collect the water.
Go away, come again. When we get off this island.
Just got changed and now it's raining, so I've only got my normal pants.
If the women are to survive, they'll need to live through 6 weeks of the tropical storm season.
Yeah, you're going to be wet. You're going to be wet.
At its worst, the torrential rain can dump up to an inch of water in an hour.
My current knickers and trousers are wet through, so I feel like I've wet myself a bit. I'm wearing a shitty nappy.
I have dry socks though, which are in my bra, keeping even drier.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's funny to me that they think these things are major problems right now and somehow are surprised, it appears. Like, why would you even comment on this? It's raining. It's tropical season. You're in a jungle. How do you think all that stuff grew and got green? It rains. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how there are people like this that are this clueless about what they don't know. Ay, ay, ay.
Without shelter, the only protection the women have from the elements is their raincoats and ponchos.
It's absolutely hideous. It's going to get dark soon. And that will mean that there's no heat at all. So we will go to bed cold and damp. And we'll have to sleep on a cold and damp jungle floor.
Could have been on the beach.
I'm fucking nuts. I'm a hairdresser. And like, I can't afford this.
Do you want to see the water coming out of my socks on film?
7 p.m. and the women are determined to get a fire started.
If you can find another tree with some of that, great, but that'll burn very, very quickly.
It's cold and it's horrible. I'm trying to actually not even think about it. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. Just focus on what's going on and not focus about the dark. Because if we don't get a fire and we sit down, awful.
After just 2 days survival training, Becky, Georgina and their team have made a bow and drill.
And we move this really slow and low, Becky.
I like it long and I like it slow.
Spinning one piece of wood against another should create enough friction to produce a burning ember.
Honestly, who'd be a bloody caveman?
We've done it once, we'll do it again. We can do this, girls. We can do it. We can do it. Right back in. We're all so desperate to make fire, and the conditions are just so wet. I just have a feeling we're going to stay up all night and try and make fire.
You can get a fire. You could have a whole lot more to burn than that.
How long do you
think the girls
have been at it now? 3 hours, maybe more
Oh
than 3
my
hours.
gosh.
These women I'm with are amazing. I've gone from absolutely terrified to sheer thrill and enjoyment.
Oh, there's tons of...
She's entered the delusion phase.
Smoke. Smells like a friggin' wigwam.
Keep going.
Faster.
You can hold it much longer.
Faster.
Bloody good ember. We're going for it.
Maybe it's going too far.
You need more.
Very nearly there.
You need more. Yes, that's done. Bingo.
Us women just like to do this by persistence.
Becky and her team's determination has paid off.
Even a little fire. Fucking giant one!
After just 5 hours of trying, these women have achieved what took mankind hundreds of thousands of years.
Guys, how are we actually feeling about the fire?
Almost more importantly, what it does for the women is going to give them a sense that they're gaining control of their environment.
Is everyone stripping off?
I've got my dress stuck in my knickers.
I don't
want to sound too cocky too early.
No, I don't think we should.
I don't think we should at all. But right now,
we're winning.
Oh! Jesus. Fucking.
Hey.
Fuck me.
Okay.
What the fuck is that? What is
Please
it?
tell me that's not a
What is
spider.
It's that big crab over there. Can you see it, Jules?
Oh my god, there's no way I can sleep here. We're not staying here tomorrow. We're all going together and we're going that way. And we're not going to stop until we find a flaming beach.
Oh, no. Lady's got crabs.
Always love to make some kind of bedrooms on the lady.
The women have had a restless first night on the damp jungle floor.
I tried to have some sleep, but the noises in the night and the crabs that were creeping up on us, I just couldn't. I just sat up all the time with the torch, the head torch like that.
I did. I woke everybody up with my farts.
You did about 5 or 6 big loud ones.
Yeah, well, no, they weren't loud. Oh, no. You just decided to sleep where I party.
This is that yucca, and it's a bit like a potato.
Despite lack of sleep, Julie's playing mum and has rustled up a little breakfast.
We're very excited. We've got our first foods.
Oh, hang on.
Oh my god. Not as nice as normal food.
When we're actually starving, it'll be absolutely amazing.
The group may have found food,
Add to the collection.
Oh, it's swollen.
It was a really
but during the night, it's the women themselves that are featured on the island menu.
Look at my back.
Yeah, bugs.
I've got like a full face of spots, so I can't even like wipe my eyes because my hands are dirty. Look at my nails. Basically, I can't be dealing with this. One side of me is like,
I want to do this. I love nature. I am one with nature. And the other side of me is just like, look at my fucking face.
You're shitting me.
You know, what the fuck, like?
You always look gorgeous when you're young. You do. Don't be. You know,
We're all young. Your boobs are better than mine.
well, mine are false.
Good Lord. We gotta do appearances and this. There's work to be done, ladies. You need to get water. You need to secure food. You need to get a real camp where there may not be as many bugs and things inhabiting the immediate area. Like, there is stuff to do. You don't know when the next torrential rainfall is happening. You don't know if it's going to be a worse storm. You don't know how long it's going to take you to find food. You don't know how long it's going to take you to get water. Nobody tried to collect anything when it was raining. But let's stand around and talk about how we look and how you look and and all of our feelings. I don't have really any girlfriends. One or two, not really any. And I understand why.
The urgent priority for the group is to find a safe place to camp, away from the jungle creatures and near a sustainable water source.
There's only going to be, what, about 20 litres of water, and that's not lasting us 14 people for very long.
As nice as this camp is, we want to, I am trying to be nice, go and find beach.
Yeah.
So one group's going to go look, and one group's going to stay here.
Who's in the go group?
Me.
Can I come?
Yeah. Have you got your whistles? And
Yes,
your
we're whistled up.
bandages?
Hold on a minute. You think that you can walk right round this island? We
In the
don't
water?
know
No, I don't
anything.
know.
It's trial and error, isn't it?
I think this decision has been made a little too quickly, and I just think we need to plan.
Why don't we just stay here for another few hours thinking about it? Or we could go. Are you not coming now?
Yeah, I am.
Off your butt then. We're off.
They're gonna start fighting.
I've done the children, I've been mum, I've done my business. I'm at this age now where I need to do something. For me, when I was younger, I did want to do certain things, but I never had actually either the balls or the friends to do it with me.
I'm so sick and tired. And women get divorced for this too. I've done the mother thing. I've done the da-da-da. I need to do something for me. Why? Why do you think you get that? That's not a thing. That is modern day hedonism. And I'll tell you what, these women that are chasing that thing just for them, they generally end up miserable. Don't believe me? Well, there's a lot of women that are complaining online about being alone.
And I didn't have enough balls to do it on my own. And now I want to see if I can cope.
So do you see if we go to the end of that bit there and see what's around the corner?
I wish I had water with me.
With nothing to carry it in, Abby and Fran's group set off with no water.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really hoping we find a beach because last night was not fun. My body...
I'm sorry. They set off with no water? What in the world? What if you get lost? What if you get injured? You water.
It's not like this at all. I hope there's paradise beyond these rocks.
Finding a good camp is a key priority. They'll need a base with vital resources close at hand. The sea for food, the materials to build a shelter, and a plentiful water source.
Yeah, let that be a beach, please.
Oh my God, it's grim.
I have a feeling when the tide is high, that disappears.
Yeah. What, the whole of that?
I agree.
And that's a mangrove there.
Yeah.
This whole thing's been futile around this side then. This is shit. What do you want to do?
I need to have a drink. So we have a good trek to get back to Drink Town.
I'm like shattered. We can't let this island take its toll on us on the second day. It's hot, we don't have water
just even trekking is a risk.
That's the other thing. Whenever I've had my British family visit the States and they experience like the warmer temperatures, ooh, they don't do well. My aunt passed out one time at a horse show and it wasn't even that hot. It was in the 80s and it was dry. It was California. So like that is going to play a factor. They should have thought about that too. They're not going to have the endurance in the heat and humidity as somebody who would even be used to it. They're not even going to know what that's going to feel like unless they've traveled.
Right now.
The women have left themselves exposed in oppressive 30-degree heat with nothing to drink.
I'm sick.
So
I
that like
have to
90?
sit down in a minute. I'm going to collapse.
It's a long way back to their temporary camp.
Guys, we've had a fall.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, don't panic.
Shit, no, don't. You all right?
Moment. Oh, shit, no, wait. Sit forward. Sit forward. Got to sit forward. Okay, there we go. Just put your head down low. Don't headbutt anything.
So sorry. I know.
Just stop apologising.
In temperatures like this, the women have got to drink a lot.
Yes.
Between 2 and 4 litres of water a day.
Yes.
If they don't, they're finished.
Thank you.
Come on, friend.
Thank you. I was drink also. Do a little walk.
My parents were Iranian, like very overprotective, and I have literally lived such a sheltered life. All the decisions in my life have been made for me. All they ever see is just study and get married. I want to prove that I can be independent, that I can survive, and that I can make decisions for myself.
Yeah, go back, get a drink. That's it. I just feel like I'm on a bomb.
What is it about us where we're like, I want to prove this. I want to prove that. I want to show this. Why? Why do you need to do that? Why can't you be content? We as women need to learn to be content. We need to learn to be grateful and stop looking over there and looking over there. Like, well, I can do this and I can be this. Instead of what's in front of us, what's here. Eve, there was one tree with fruit and you weren't supposed to eat it. But it was that one thing that was over there. She just had to do it. Even though she had perfection, she had no problems, no worries, no troubles, no pain. Wasn't good enough. Their lives at home are not good enough. That one lady that just said, all the decisions have been made for me, but I want to go out and prove. Why? You're fine. You have so much to be grateful for. We need to stop thinking, I need to go out here and prove, and think, I am so grateful. I want to serve. That's true strength. Is saying, I feel so grateful for this. I know that life is, difficult and there are struggles, but I'm grateful. And I want to serve those whom I love. Wouldn't that be nice? But instead, here we are on an island trying to prove all kinds of stuff. That's a waste of time. But I know that the next time we get together to watch this, which we're not done yet with this one, it's, from what I've heard, from especially Kevin Samuels using it as an example, it will be satisfying. It already is.
I actually just thought we'd find some idyllic beach within 24 hours, but actually the reality is we're actually only something like, oh God, a few hundred meters away from where we jumped out the stupid boat. So right now I feel a bit of a failure.
I can't believe we can't get out of here.
The whole notion of surviving on a tropical island may sound idyllic, but the reality behind the picture postcard fantasy is brutal. And it may look like paradise, but trying to survive on an island like that really can be hell on earth.
Yeah, no way. Oh, it's dark again.
I've been trying to keep these tears in all along.
Stop it, Jade. Just try and stop. Just try and stop, because it'll make you feel worse by crying.
Right.
Really?
It's not great, I'm not gonna lie.
Day 3 on the island. The women have been forced to spend another night of misery in the jungle after failing to find a safe place to camp with a water source.
Everybody just needs to find that bloody beach because I'm not staying here again tonight. No way.
Stop with the tears because it isn't going to do anything. It's not going to change anything.
I think Jade's really struggling with just getting used to like island life, as we all are.
I know that sounds really harsh, and I'm not being a bastard. I'm trying not to be,
it's the
but
truth. Yeah, I get it. I understand what you mean.
I sometimes, with my children, have to just say, "Shut up." Do you know what I mean? To pull them round. Or can't you channel your anger through somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm angry with Bear Grylls.
Yeah. Go with that thought.
Yes.
Just go with that thought.
Yeah, I'm really angry with Bear Grylls.
Why? Why? Why?
More desperate than ever to get out of the jungle, the women are sending out another search party to find a beach camp.
Can we form a circle or something so we can have a chat?
But before they leave, Jade has an announcement to make.
I am not prepared for something like this. I'm really, really glad that I've come here, but I don't want to continue.
That's perfectly fair.
What is it that tipped you over the edge that you just can't cope with anymore? Everything's wet. Even my socks are wet, my shoes are wet. I've got bites all over my hand, on my face, and yeah, they go in, and that might not look as bad.
Did you not think that was always going to happen, though? That we were going to get bitten and we were going to get wet?
You're wet and you're cold and you're this and you'll go back
and I'm
and
ill.
and
I'm
you'll have
unwell.
food.
I'm unwell. I've been bitten to shit. I'm unwell. My health comes first. And
If we found the beach today, and if we did find the glorious beach, that things could be so different.
I don't know what to say. I know I can say I don't want to. Yeah, and that's, that's all honesty. Yeah. Put my hands up, you know. Put my shriveled, hanging nail off, bitten hands up.
Jade, I'm really enjoying the experience, but I don't like that I've been bitten on my face. I look like shit. I'm just looking at myself and I look like shit. I'm just kind of a bit over it. It's like, if you don't want to be here, just fuck off.
Unable to persuade Jade to stay,
Foxtrot to Bravo.
the women have no choice but to use their emergency sat phone to request her evacuation from the island.
I know it's total bitching, but I'm just going to be honest. She comes across really unintelligent. She is not intelligent enough to.
She's the smartest one there. Now, I don't like that she's whiny and that she's mad at Bear Grylls because he didn't, twist her arm. She should be mad at herself for thinking that it would be fine to go out there. She should be admitting I was wrong. She's not going to go that far. However, she's actually speaking truth, right? She understands her limitations. The other ones are in denial. And it's so funny, especially the older ones, the ones that are look like more Gen X and the older millennials. I'm like, ooh, they don't like her because they're like, you're making us look bad. You're the problem. And they will, what is it, day 3? They're turning on each other. But she's the most honest one, She's like, ooh, I am in over my head. And I'll be honest, I don't want to do this. I have more respect for her right now than the rest of them. Not a lot, but more.
Actually realise what she was getting herself into coming on the island.
Bye, love. I can't get up. I've got knocked on my feet.
After less than 48 hours on the island, hairdresser Jade is making her way to meet the boat that will take her back to civilization.
Mm-hmm. What's the point of me waxing my bikini? I haven't even shown my legs yet.
The truth is, for the women on this island, every single one of them will have a low point. It is just the nature of survival. This is all about seeing who, in those moments, who rises and who crumbles.
Right, everyone take a whistle.
Thank you.
Great.
The women urgently need to get their search for a camp underway and find a permanent water source. Their original supply of drinking water has run out. All they have now is one muddy puddle.
We've gone that way. We've gone that way. The one direction we haven't gone is that way.
Yeah, that's the way I think.
This time, 58-year-old.
Sorry. Do they have a way to purify that water in that muddy puddle? Do they? I didn't hear that they had a way. Good Lord. Good Lord.
Lord Forrester's daughter, Fee, will lead the expedition party's hunt for a beach.
I'm used to being in forests, and I'm not going to be really happy if people start telling me I'm going the wrong way. Yeah. The most important thing is that we go in a straight line.
7 women volunteer to join Fee on the trek, including furniture maker Kate.
She's got a sense of direction. I'm following her.
Abby, Fran and 3 others stay behind in their temporary camp to keep the vital fire alight.
We will come back with a beach.
Please do.
Go on, move on.
Fee's plan is to cut right through the dense jungle interior to the opposite side of the island.
This is not a decent route. It's full of vines and everything.
We're in a jungle.
I know.
Splitting up your group is a high-risk strategy, but if you do decide to send out an advance party, preparation, preparation, preparation. It really is fundamental to good survival. And you've got to prepare for any eventuality. One small mistake can quickly spiral out of control.
I've got our group water so we can keep hydrated.
With rations restricted, they've only brought 2 litres with them in improvised bamboo cups. In this heat, that's likely to last less than an hour.
I love it. I actually think that's really tasty.
It is nice, isn't it?
Has the bamboo flavours it.
I'm sorry. It's not a surviving on a deserted island skill to know how much water you need in a day and to understand how important hydration is. You should know that as a human being in general. You should especially know it as a mother. So this idea that they're just going to let themselves be dehydrated or run the risk of it is just, I can't believe it.
In the last 9 or 10 years, I've been made redundant 4 times. I went from being this high-flying career woman to nothing. I don't think the children have anything about me that they would talk to their friends about. You know, Daddy designs roads for a living. I don't think there's anything that makes me amazing to them. I have to finish it.
Then you have failed. Because if you haven't taught them how important it is to be a mother and be dedicated to your children and raise them and teach them, especially when they're very young, if you haven't shown that to them, if you haven't demonstrated to them how to be a good cook and, you know, grow a garden or at least herbs in your kitchen, if you haven't shown them that and taught them to value that, that is on you, ma'am. 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 If you have taught them to only value a woman for the things she's good at that are masculine, you have failed.
I have to do it. I'll make my children proud of me.
Fee, what about that way? That's downhill and there's lots of...
Sorry, another little break. Also, that's just competing with the father. I don't know if that's her husband, their father. I'm feeling like it's not. In this day and age, I tend to think it's not. But like, it's good for them to be proud of their father for what he does. Why do you feel like that's a threat to you? And you're like, oh, they're proud of him because he does this, but I want them to be proud of him. It's just they're always competing. Always competing and proving and doing something for themselves. And none of it makes them happy. That's my whole point. If there's any women watching this, this does not lead to your happiness. Understanding, being grateful for little things and serving those you love and seeing them happy, that brings you fulfillment and contentment. If it doesn't, and you need all these other things, you might be selfish.
Sunlight, which means...
No, we've had lots of patches, lots of sunlight. What we need to do is get up here. Fuck. George, I'm just going to forge ahead.
She's going through anything. Doesn't matter what it is, Fee's going to go through it. She's on a mission.
I don't know.
George, I have no idea if this is going to work. Who gives a fuck? At least we're trying.
Who's she talking to? George?
Fee's expedition party are now deep in the island's jungle interior.
Rip my trousers even more. They couldn't get any more ripped.
Fluids are running dangerously low, and they still have no idea how far they are from a beach or a water source.
They're just losing so much water.
In unrelenting 34-degree heat, the group are now sweating a litre of water an hour.
Guys,
The more we're sweating, the more we're losing, aren't we?
those of you who are Celsius people, can you put in the comments what temperature that is Fahrenheit? I think it's in the 90s. Is it? I remember when I was in England, it was like 20, it was 80, so I'm not sure. But can you let us know if you know Celsius to Fahrenheit? I think that's in the 90s, and the British people are not used to that at all. Oh, they will melt. Sometimes I think my DNA is like, no, we're not for this. Oh. You're drinking.
Has that run out of water now?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh dear. We've run out of water, which is stupid actually, I think. God, this is nuts.
Lost and adrift in the jungle interior, the women have no idea when they'll find their next drink.
Oh no.
God, look, it's just draining. That thing in the spider's web.
Is there any way to get fucking through?
This is looking better.
Wow, look at that. Sky!
Woo! I can smell the sea. If we get there, can we have a celebratory swim?
I'm not wearing any pants.
There's no
Just have to
time.
go for the full-on muff.
Full Monty.
Oh, I can feel it.
Yeah, it's here.
Wow. I can see a fucking palm tree.
Woo! Unless I'm delusional, that is the fucking sea woman.
This is for us.
Guys, we found it!
Is there a beach?
Yes!
Oh, God. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's been so
Okay.
amazing. Oh my God, it's like a Oh, the relief. Did you ever think we wouldn't make it? I honestly didn't. We did it. I know I'm gonna cry. Come on.
There's no time.
This is the most beautiful beach.
There's no time. You need to find more water. You need to get back to, you got to get all the way back through the jungle and find those other people, then bring them through. Then you got to set up a camp. There is no time for a celebratory swim. Give me a break.
I've ever seen, and you know, it was the most disgusting beach. It would still be the most beautiful achievement because that in there was horrific.
We're going swimming now in that cool Pacific water.
There's no time. There is no time. And I'm talking because it's better than having the music play. Because, oh, that's copyrighted music. So we're going to talk over it. Oh, look, we
With the
found food.
discovery of the beach comes a lifeline for the women.
Honestly, I feel so dry and dehydrated.
Based on my math, was feeling like Gandhi's flip-flop. No energy. Oh.
We can clean our teeth and we can comb our hair. And I found some flip-flops.
Okay.
The expedition party have discovered a beach, but they're yet to find a permanent water source.
It looks like it might rain.
Hurry up.
So we might actually be showered on all night tonight. Shit. Going down dark, we have no water, we have no fire, the sand flies everywhere. So, you know, there is potential for it to be amazing, but right now I'm just thinking, oh my God, how are we going to get through the night?
With night drawing in, the women have no choice but to sleep here and return to collect the others in the morning.
I can actually smell myself.
Yeah.
I completely hum.
My armpits.
The worst thing
Not important, and you're in this situation because you took too long.
is our feet.
With no shelter, the group will have to take their chances with the elements.
And the frustrating thing for me is we all bloody knew to go be prepared.
Oh my God.
3 a.m. and the heavens have opened.
Shivering, freezing cold. I don't like this.
The women's expedition party discovered a beach to base their camp, but haven't yet found the key to their survival, a sustainable water source.
Water.
We haven't under about, well, all of the palm fronds that we found for our bed.
They're soaked through, stranded, and dehydrated.
What the good thing is about getting this wet is that we can wring out our shirts and suck them, and I'm really not joking.
Can you not catch some of that water?
With the situation in which we find ourselves. Barely. Are we? Hardly, actually. Barely. Because we didn't prepare properly.
No.
That is the bottom line.
Right.
And now we're sitting in the fucking rain again. Incredible.
In the height of storm season, the weather can literally change in the blink of an eye. You know, 1 minute you're going to have scorching sunshine, the next thunder, lightning, torrential rain. And in these sort of extreme conditions, even the thickest jungle canopy is going to give you precious little protection.
Right.
7 a.m. It's day 4 on the island. At their temporary camp, the night of torrential rain has also had a disastrous consequence for the 5 women left behind.
The fire went out last night because of the weather. All the kind of wood and everything we need was wet. So when we put it on the fire, it just made the fire die. It's just gone out.
The situation is critical. Without fire, the group have lost their only means of purifying the water from the muddy puddle.
Okay.
They're now down to capturing rainwater in Beth's poncho.
This is what we're resorting to now.
You should have been doing that from the beginning.
Roof water.
Catch the water.
On the other side of the island, the expedition party is also having to rely on an alternative source of hydration.
These coconuts are making my bowels move a little bit.
Then I will.
So I'm gonna have to go and look for somewhere to try and do the poo. I may as well just do this.
Oh my God.
So, because I've got no fucking choices.
Children.
The women set off along the beach, scouring the area for a sustainable water source.
We saw all those riverbeds, and I reckon this is where one of them obviously comes out, because we've got this massive drainage point of all this fresh water.
Hang on. Oh, my eyes are deceiving me, or is that a huge water source? It's slightly muddy, but it's not salty. We found water! We need to find a container now to boil it in and fire.
The discovery of the water source means the women can use this beach as their permanent base.
Right, let's get going.
But before they make a camp, they face a daunting trek through the jungle to collect the others.
Have we got any water again now?
No, we've got nothing.
All of them back.
We've got nothing. We've got nothing. We're going on this trek knowing that we're going to get absolutely fucked and dehydrated.
No, honestly, I have no idea if this is right, but we've made a plan, so we've got to stick to it.
Navigating under thick jungle canopy is always going to be difficult. It's going to be unpredictable. You don't get reference points. You haven't got the sun to guide you. And embarking on a journey like that in 30-degree heat with no water, really, you're on borrowed time.
Yeah, you are.
You need to do it like you mean it. Let me show you. Brilliant.
The women are marking their path to help find their way back to the beach on their return.
Found a period tree. It's on its monthly right now.
Let's
go this way. It looks like there's a bit of a path. I think we should be going more that way.
No way.
No.
That's going back on ourselves.
Exactly. We've just got to keep going this way, I'm afraid. This is actually the opposite direction. We're going back towards the beach. What the fuck is this?
The expedition party are deep in the jungle interior and have mistakenly headed north in the wrong direction from their temporary camp. Now completely lost, they're doubling back on themselves.
Oh my God.
you know, you have to ask yourself the reason they haven't come.
Do you think they're not coming?
Well,
they've got to come back.
No, they don't.
Abby and the others have been unable to relight their fire and they've run out of drinking water. They are now desperate for the other women to return.
I'm really fed up. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, 100 metres from being dropped off. It's crazy.
Which way do you think our current base is?
Well, I think it... Oh, fuck. I'm so confused. I don't know.
You know what are some words I haven't heard? North, south, east, west. You can at least see where the sun is. Don't you know what direction you headed? You're absolutely going straight north. That's not one of the ways you went. Don't you understand? I mean, I get it where you might miss your original camp a little bit, but at least how are you completely off where you're going? Whoop, north. Women don't like words like north, east, south, west. Even when you say, when you get to this intersection, you know, you're going to want to go north. They're like, I don't know directions. But they think they do. Dunning-Kruger again. Lola is having a little bit of a tantrum. So that means it reminds me to ask you guys to like the video.
Expedition party remain lost and dangerously dehydrated.
What just happened there?
I was just calling so that hopefully the base camp will be able to hear the hello and make a sound back.
What?
Listen. Hang on. Shush, shush. Blow again. It was a one whistle response.
Yeah, that way.
They definitely whistled. I wouldn't be surprised if they couldn't find a whistle at the other camp, and that's why they didn't reply.
That's a bird. It's a minor bird.
It's a bird.
It's a fucking bird.
I think it's birds, yeah.
Fucking bird.
I'm really excited.
Right, where the fuck do we go now?
Moving through jungle, you get wall after wall of dense undergrowth. And what happens when everything looks the same, it's so easy to lose your bearings. And then you get that rising sense of panic.
So that big tree there, it's got all my slash marks in it from the way we came.
I think you're getting really confused with the directions, because if you go up that hill, that's where we just came from.
Except we came up from a beach there.
We did not come from there, Fee, because I've been marking trees all along that route there.
I tell you, no, there's a much clearer way of saying it. The ocean.
What I would say, Fee, at the moment is that your way of saying it is that I'm right and everybody else is wrong. You're the one who's confident to say I've got a great sense of direction, but you're not taking anything from anybody else.
Oh, yeah. There's another slash mark here.
Oh no.
We have nothing to drink. We don't know where we are.
Let's do my head in.
Can't remember the time I felt this Thursday. How critical do you think our situation is now?
I'm absolutely crapping my pants now. All I care about is water. That is all I care about. Water.
It's more than 24 hours since the expedition party left their temporary camp and are now further away than ever. Back at base, the situation is critical too.
Well, they're not coming for us today, are they? Happy fucking Mondays.
The women left behind are struggling to find dry wood to relight the fire, and without this, they can't purify the remaining water in the puddle. And they've barely eaten for 4 days.
You think we should start a fire?
Yes. Do you want to start clearing all that ice off the fire, Fran?
I can't, my heart's beating like that. Also, is everybody's, Fran.
We're all in the same boat. For now.
Let's not be bitchy, please. People can manage and people can't, and we'll have our ups and downs, but let's not bitch.
I'm sorry.
No, come and sit here.
Don't talk.
Just come and sit here. Come and sit on the comfy chair. And sit there.
Okay, don't let anyone fuck you off. Breathe in slowly, please.
I've got a problem with her crying. I've got a problem with her sitting on her arse saying she doesn't feel well and not doing anything.
Yeah.
All
Not
our
often.
hearts are beating fast.
Julie,
And she
you
didn't
just
even have
order
to
me
sit.
about all the time.
Because you
No,
do
no,
not
I do. Oh
No,
my
that's
God.
not true. That's absolutely not
I
true.
trapped the first day. I made you.
The only thing shocking about this is that it took this long for them to yang, 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 yang at each other. And I think the only reason it took that long is because they know they're being recorded, right? But this was inevitable. You know, you got people breaking down where you can't. You just can't. You don't have the luxury. Breaking down like that and having emotions and panic attacks and all the rest of it, that's a first world privilege. You don't get to melt down when it's time for survival. You don't get to melt down. Same thing I said about like working on a farm or a ranch. It's obviously not survival, but there are times when you are out there with livestock, you can't melt down. People will get hurt. Livestock will get hurt. Other animals will get hurt. You can't melt down. When the fence has to be repaired right then, or the livestock's going to get out, when you've got to move the hay or it's going to get wet and then mold, you can't. But these women that enjoy 21st century comforts constantly because they're in the city and they have their climate controlled, jobs, they have no concept of that. No concept of it.
We're in day 4 now. She needs a fucking rest. And that's it.
No, she doesn't. She's a kick in the pants.
Just remember to how you felt when you felt shit, okay?
Yeah.
And leave it there.
Tension in the camera really high. Oh my gosh. It's just so hard. And I'm not going to leave this, so I've got this bit.
I'm sorry. Even I, back in the day when I was a full-time riding instructor and horse trainer, and this probably makes me sound very cold and cruel, I've been known to tell a rider who was having a meltdown, you can ride and cry at the same time. You can do what you need to do in the barn and cry at the same time. You just can. And you learn to carry on. And, even, women back in the day who were real housewives, who really worked, who really, washed the clothes and made the clothes and schooled the children, they knew how to carry on with things. They also knew they had no business trying to survive on a deserted island by themselves. But they didn't melt down and cry and be wimps about everything because they understood that they had a duty and a responsibility. These are women with no real duty and responsibility. I'm so glad those of you who are still watching because that I like that I get to make that point right here. The sense of duty to one another even. This lady's having a meltdown right there. I don't know what this lady's problem is. They're all having a meltdown. Even the one who's consoling the one, like, remember when you felt like crap and da-da-da. Look, you're not helping either. You got to get a fire. You got to purify some water. Your friends, they might be lost forever. You got to figure it out. You can't just sit there and wait, right? So the crying ones, there's stuff to do. You're burning daylight. You're burning daylight again. Every day you wake up in the morning, you have to survive, and you're not doing something towards that, you're burning daylight. But, they're so far removed from how we actually, I didn't know this was going to turn into industrial revolution stuff, and when in doubt, do as the Amish do, but the Amish women would know. They would know. They wouldn't be crying. They might not succeed doing the whole deserted island thing. They're going to succeed better than these women, and they're not going to cry about it quite so much.
Now how many days?
Next time on the island. I think that's genuinely shitty. Walking away.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that was frustrating. Oh my gosh, that was frustrating. But, you gotta, all right, I'm trying to stop screen and then do this. There we go. Oh boy, thank you for watching that with me. We will also watch the other episode where they really, like, they need to be rescued, I think, from the island. I think that's on episode 12 or 13. I just wanted to see the intro to see how the dynamics were in the beginning. And I'm glad we did, and kind of see the premise of all of it. Wow. It sure shows a lot, right? It sure shows how in denial women are of our own nature, of our own capabilities, of what's important, of how far we've come from the real world, you know? Hey, you. Lola is asking you to like and subscribe. Share the video if you know of a place where it would be beneficial. And anyway, thank you guys. And I'm so sorry because that was kind of torture. But for me, it was better watching it with you than if I were to just watch it on my own. So I drug you in with me. Thank you guys. And I hope you're having a good Saturday. I hope it's better as the day goes on. I hope you do something that feeds your soul, that's exciting, that's for you, and know that you're appreciated and you're wanted, even if it's just by little old me on the other side of the camera. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one tomorrow. Take care.